So you mentioned this is your third year doing this. You've had experience of being through this type of event. What is it like?
It's fantastic. I love coming to this event every year. It's really awesome to not only get recognized for your academic achievements on top of your athletic achievements, but also to meet the donors and interact with people from other sports, and get a chance to sit down and talk with and meet with the people who fund your scholarship. And it's a really humbling experience, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. And it's great to celebrate the academic achievements of not only your team, but also the rest of the university.
Yeah, 692, I think, is the most ever from Ohio State. Yeah. For you guys specifically, 40 for the football team, that's the most in 8 years, I think.
Yeah.
How much of that starts at the top with Coach Meyer? How much does he preach stuff like that every day?
It 100% starts at the top with Coach Meyer. He, every single day, every meeting we have, he preaches academics. This morning, right before practice, we had a meeting on everyone in the team's academic standing, whether you're in the gold group, the red group, or the blue group. So we had a lot of guys move from the lowest group to the middle group, and then we had a couple guys move from the middle group to the highest group. So it's it's every day. It's stressed.
I think Sean mentioned before, Real Life Wednesdays is a big thing and especially it's grown a lot since he's gotten here. Would you say the same about that and kind of describe that a little bit? What that's like?
Absolutely. Real Life Wednesdays is it's in my opinion, it's one of the greatest things about coming to Ohio State. Besides playing, in front of 110,000 people every week, that's probably one of my favorite things. You make connections with more people than you could ever imagine. More connections you could ever make from any job fair, anything, anywhere else you could go. Between Real Life Wednesdays and then the kind of culmination of that in the job fair that we have in the Huntington Club at the stadium, if you taking advantage of that is probably the greatest thing you can do here, and it's probably the greatest thing that I've done here.
You mentioned that your major's finance. I think Ohio State might have done something featured on you, or that maybe I'm mixing that up with someone else. But tell me a little bit about what made you want to get involved in finance, and your kind of plan going forward with when you get your degree.
Absolutely. So I actually came into Ohio State, believe it or not, as a neuroscience major.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to be a brain and spinal cord surgeon.
Wow.
However, the classes that I needed to take for that major, my core neuroscience classes, they overlapped my practice schedule. So can't really miss practice to go to class. So I had to pick a new major. And talking with my dad, who's in the world of business, he's actually in technology.
Okay.
After talking with him, sitting down and kind of putting some feelers out, I landed in business. And he said, hey, I think you should pursue finance. You're really good at math. You're great at with numbers. You love interacting with people. So he kind of persuaded me to go the sales route, but he said, start in finance. So that's what I started with. And like I said, taking advantage of opportunities with Real Life Wednesdays and the job fair that the Ohio State football team hosts. In the summer, I got connected with Goldman Sachs. And have taken 3 trips out there so far.
Oh, cool.
To New York.
Cool. You mentioned, you had to pick a completely different major, maybe kind of switch your major, your approach. What's your workload like this spring? Balancing spring ball with, the academic course load.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's tough being a third year student, kind of getting ready to graduate in a year. So I'm starting to take all of my finance specialization courses, my 4,000 and 5,000 level classes. So it's tough. It's tough to balance with practice, but I think the best, or the thing that helps the most with that is just developing good time management skills, and really that only comes through experience. I had a tough start when I first came into college, kind of developing those time management skills, because it's a lot different from high school. So I think that has helped it, but I think it's only going to get tougher from here. I want to, after I graduate, I still have a season left on the team. So I think I'm going to start an MBA program or a master's in finance specialization. So it's only going to get tougher.
Yeah. What's this spring been like for you in particular, on the field, off the field, and then this week in particular, you guys have the game coming up. Does it feel like a game week? I think Sean mentioned, he said it feels like a game week a little bit. Yeah,
it kind of does. We're kind of getting into that. Yes and no. So we have, it's kind of the same schedule we've been having all spring. But it does. You get excited. You get excited for the spring game. We're all pumped. We're ready to get in there in front of all the fans and kind of put on a little show. But also see a lot of these young guys step up. We got a lot of new freshmen, a lot of sophomores that haven't played much or that haven't played at all,
right.
That are incredibly talented, ridiculously talented. So we're all excited to see all these guys step up.
You mentioned a lot of younger guys. Who's a guy who's kind of caught your eye? If you had to name a name.
I think just right off the top of my head, I'd say Dallas Gant.
Really?
Dallas Gant and Master Teague are two of the guys that I think have caught my eye. Both are guys that just go incredibly hard.
Yeah.
And they might not have the perfect technique every single time, but they just go hard, and they're quick to answer in meetings, quick to answer questions, quick to respond anytime Coach Meyer asks them anything. And like I said, they just go hard. They put their head down and they work.
The special teams room, you guys lose a guy like Kerry Combs, but you bring in a guy like Tabor Johnson, who's also the cornerbacks coach, but he's also in that meeting room with you guys. What has he been like so far? What's it been like learning under him?
So he's very different than Coach Combs in terms of his personality, his style, how he runs his kicking meetings. There's a lot of energy. I'm not saying that Coach Combs didn't have energy, because Coach Combs was one of the most intense people I've ever met in my life. But it's different. There's a lot of energy in the meetings. He starts off meetings, fast-paced. Everyone's getting up, moving around, high-intensity energy, and it's different than Coach Combs, but it's a lot of fun so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think your brother committed to Ohio State, right?
Yes.
A couple of months ago. What's that like, knowing that he's going to be here soon enough?
It's really cool, actually. It's cool to, we started out, obviously we spent our lives together, but in terms of football, we played little league football together, starting back when I was in probably kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then we played together when I was in 5th and 6th grade, and then we played together in middle school and high school, and now, getting to play with your younger brother in college is something that's incredible, but at a place like Ohio State, it's just even more special.
And you're wearing the Cotton Bowl ring right there.
Yeah.
Sean said he got his name spelt wrong. What was that like getting that today?
It was surreal. Growing up as a kid in Columbus in Central Ohio, growing up an Ohio State fan, I always wanted to play for the Buckeyes. Coming to games on Saturdays. One of my goals, growing up was to obviously play for the Buckeyes. But then once it started to become more of a reality, the goal kind of shifted to, okay, I want to be a champion. I want to be a Big Ten champion. I want to be the best football player and the best student athlete I can be. So one of those goals was being a Big Ten champion. So that, just thinking about it kind of puts a smile on my face. But that was one of my bucket list goals.